it's not a secret that in some circles and groups, they may not be pleased with your books. I do hope not. When we asked our readers for suggesting questions to this interview, one of the most popular ones was how this man is still alive after all the things he has said about elites. Have you ever been threatened? Well, no, I haven't. And there have been many attempts to disrupt me, many in various ways. But threaten me, no. And, you know, they must be well aware that I am not open to intimidation. In fact, the more they try to intimidate me, the faster I'll run at them. So there's no point in threatening me, because what would be the point? It would have no effect. You know, to fear consequences is to fear death. I don't fear death because there is no death. There's just the transition of my state of awareness from one state of awareness to another. This is what's happening when people have what are called near-death experiences. They describe when they leave the body, when the body dies, before it's revived and they return, if you like, to body consciousness. They describe a very different reality, and they describe it in very common repeating themes all over the world. It's because what's happened is their focus of attention. See, what the body does is it focuses attention through the five senses on this tiny band of frequency that we call the world. And when that state of awareness leaves the body, it is freed from that focus of attention. So it sees multiple realities in the same moment, as so many have described, because it's no longer bound, entrapped by the focus through the five senses of incarnate awareness. And so there have been many through the ages that have described the body as a prison, and in the sense I've just described, it is, especially if you don't realize it is, because then it's an even bigger prison. There's no way you're going to free yourself from something you don't realize you need to free yourself from, in terms of being aware. And when you expand your awareness beyond the postage stamp, you also start expanding your awareness beyond the total influence of the body on your perceptions. You start to pick up influences and insights and intuitive knowing from beyond the realm of the body. Because let's just put this into perspective. People look around them and they think they're looking and seeing everything in the space they're looking at. Actually, there is no space, but I wouldn't just get too deep. But they're not. They're seeing a tiny band of frequency called visible light, and it's absolutely tiny. According to mainstream science, the electromagnetic spectrum, of which visible light is a tiny, tiny, tiny smear, the entirety of the electromagnetic spectrum is, they say, 0.005% of what exists in the universe. Well, their perception of what exists now, anyway. Some say it's a bit more, but not much. Very little. It's tiny. The electromagnetic spectrum is a tiny expression of what exists in the universe. Visible light, which is the only frequency range that we can see, and we call the world, is a smear of the 0.005%. That's the magnitude of attention focus that the body is designed to impact upon consciousness. And so when people think that they can find everything they need to know within the covers of a single book, as most religions do, they are so far from reality, it's almost impossible to describe. All you need to know to understand the world is between the covers of a single book within a tiny smear of 0.005% of what exists in the universe. All you need to know when you are on in quotes, because really it's not on at all, but you are on a planet which is the equivalent, compared with the perceived size of the universe, of a billionth the size of a pinhead. And all you need to know can be found within the covers of a single book, written by who knows who knows when, in who knows what circumstances, most of them. It's crazy. But this is the scale of human perceptual programming. And a few people can't control the world. Piece of cake. Okay, how come I'm still alive? Because when you take your power back, you decide your experience, not external forces trying to dictate your experience. So, why am I still alive? Why haven't these all-powerful people, beings, killed me? Because they can't. Unless I allow that perception to manifest. And until I'm ready to go, I won't.